related, love problems, matters of the heart, or anything about love. Anything about love. We've got you covered. Only here on The Love Chat. The Love Chat with David Hart. Warning. This program is habit forming. Habit forming.
Hello! Ayan, good evening everyone. Welcome to The Love Chat with David Hart. At syempre mga kaibigan, it's going to be another exciting Friday evening and Friday, or should I say Saturday morning naman dyan sa Philippines. And I hope you guys are having a great time watching us. Pero di ba, nanonood kayo ngayon instead na pinapanood niyo yung NBA. Di ba? LA Clippers versus the Dallas Mavericks. Ayan, exciting game yan. Pero syempre, ngayon, exciting din ang ating pag-uusapan dahil ito maganda ang ating topic at syempre we have Heartache of the Day at tutulungan tayo ng mga batikang DJs, mga kaibigan natin of course. Unahin natin ang ating palaging kasama sa show mga kaibigan, walang iba kung hindi si John Derrickson. Palakpakan naman natin mga kaibigan. Ayan. Hello John, how are you man?
Yes, good morning everyone. Good morning everyone here in the Philippines and good evening everyone in Canada, Western Hemisphere. Thanks for having me. How are you, David Hart?
Ayan, I'm good man and this is going to be a very exciting show dahil yun nga, dahil nakikita naman yung ating pag-uusapan, di ba? Yung ating question of the day. Pero bakit ito na, bakit si Bry ka agad yung nakita ko dito? Ito kasi.
Oh, yeah.
Ang galing kasi na entrance ito ni DJ Big Brian eh. Okay, sige. Ito, yan, darating tayo sa ating kaibigan si Big Brian. Ito muna si John. Kumusta dyan ang situation ngayon sa Pinas this morning?
Well, so far they lifted what they call the modified enhanced community quarantine. Yes, that's a lot of words, but the liquor ban has been lifted here in Quezon City, thank God. But we can only buy alcohol between 1 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So you better hurry up if you want to get drunk tonight, you know.
May time frame, kumbaga, di ba?
Yeah,
Wow.
there's a time limit to buy alcohol in this city.
Ayan. So talagang pinapatupad ng quarantine pa rin para maging safe pa rin lahat ng mga kaibigan natin, di ba? At pamilya natin dyan. That's good. And syempre pero maraming epekto yan, di ba? Sa mga kaibigan natin dahil nga yung mga may trabaho, di ba? Wala ulit. Sa bahay na naman.
Well,
ayun.
It's public transportation and that's the biggest problem. Since it's extremely limited, people are having a hard time going to work if they do. But a lot of people, the good news is a lot of people here have invested in bicycles and motorbikes. And thank goodness for every single Pinoy who's watching right now, who's abroad, they stopped with that back shield when you're riding in tandem or if you're riding with
nakita ko ngayon sa Facebook yung merong parang harang, di ba, sa likod?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I do not understand why they had to do that, but then again, the wisdom of people in any government.
Nako, marami tayong pag-uusapan John Derrickson ha. Stay ka lang dyan and babalikan kita ha in a while.
Sure brother.
Alright, eto naman mga kaibigan ang ito, lagi itong present pagka konting sabi natin and thankful tayo dahil nagpapaunlak siya parati at ito at talagang mag-i-enjoy kayo sa mga take din ng ating kaibigan si DJ Big Brian. Ito, palakpakan naman natin. Hello! Ayan.
Hello!
Ang ganda naman ng mo. Uy, Bri, pwede mo bang i-ganon yung, yung camera mo, i-landscape mo para mas maraming
Okay, yan. Ayan. Mas okay na?
Sumind yung lang.
Ano ba?
Paano ba yan? Paano ba yung gusto mong gawin, bro?
Mas maganda yan.
Sige na nga. Ayan. Meron ka tuloy parang dalawang sa gilid. Hindi malaki.
Pasensya na kasi unang gamit ko Hindi ko ginamit yung yung camera ko isa. And the wonders of technology. I'm having a difficulty working with this equipment right now kasi kabibili lang ni mother. Okay, I call
Oo.
her Mother Lenny, my
Oh,
wife. Itong parang clip na nilalagyan ng cellphone na may ilaw, alam mo yun? I don't have a picture here, and it's difficult to maneuver around. And kanina ko pa, I'm trying to figure it out. Anyway, I'm getting senile for this thing. But yeah, I'm here, and I hope you guys are enjoying your morning
ayan.
here in Manila and your evening there in Canada. Hello, everyone, and thank you for having me here over the lab. Chat.
Ang ganda yan. Tatlo na tayo. Kita na. Hoy! Thank you guys again, ha? At marami tayong pag-uusapan. Especially now, ito na. Yung ating question of the day. Unfair ba sa mga husbands ang kasabihang happy wife, happy life? Bakit?
Unfair.
Nagkaroon ng katahimikan.
Unfair.
I,
Ba?
O sige, tanongin natin si John Derrickson, ha? Anong take mo dito, bro?
really
Kahit
depends
na
on the
kahit
con-
na wala pang wifey. Oh.
I think it's more of the context of the situation. It really depends, right? Now, if it's going to be beneficial for both of you, absolutely, happy wife, happy life. You know, you agree with that one particular decision she's made, and you know it's going to be beneficial for you, your wife, and your kids. Diba? It's always going to be that. But if it's going to be disadvantageous to you as a husband, it really depends. It really depends. So it's going to be a case per case basis. So it's not a blanket decision, right? It's not a blanket situation. So it really depends.
Nice. Oo nga ako, kasi na-experience ko yan syempre, di ba? Pagka masaya ang wife, masaya ka rin. Kasi syempre, wala kayong mga arguments, di ba? Kasi hindi naman perfect ang mga pagiging mag-asawa. Meron siyang mga misunderstanding, meron diyang mga konting mga pagtatalo. So, kapag masaya siya, ang wife mo, definitely, it will, go back din sa situation mo na magiging masaya ka rin kasi walang problema. Kumbaga, walang gusot. Di ba? O ikaw, DJ Brian.
Well, I think that's the golden rule there, no? Keep your wife happy and keep your life happy. But sometimes kasi we husbands are parang accustomed na lang to take things as they are, and we provide for the family, of course. And as long as we see our kids, or as long as we see our wife happy, ano na tayo, good na tayo for that. And sometimes we do need a little appreciation naman, especially when it comes to Father's Day, kasi sometimes feeling left out naman ng papa dahil we try to make them happy. And sometimes hindi lang tungkol yun sa buying your dad or your pops a big gift. Actually, we prefer the simple things in life. I don't know if you or me, I don't want to spend too extravagant on stuff on me because I know I'm paying for it again. Diba?
Oo nga.
Magkano naman ginastos nito, bumili ng regalo, nakakapon ako, magbabayad na naman ako nito. Ganun yun eh. Diba? So just keep it simple. But I think what matters most is the regular appreciation of stuff, and it goes for both ends. You should appreciate your dad as you appreciate your mom. But for most cases, kasi parang the world has revolved around the sacrifices of the mother. That being true enough for everyone. Syempre sa magulang natin na babae tayo niluwal, di ba? O tapos si tatay inihimatay lang dun sa waiting room o kaya naghihintay lang sa labas. So alam mo yun, that's the biggest factor there. But then again, hindi ka rin mabubuo kung wala yung tatay mo. So, you should treat your parents equal. But yeah, I feel that although it's an unspoken thing, maraming mga tatay ang underappreciated. And we're talking about, just the regular working dad. We're not even talking about the very, high off, well-end people na they can afford to be away from their family and stuff. Pero Those who are working hard for their family, those who are working hard for their partner, sometimes you should appreciate them more.
Yeah. Paano yung halimbawa, hindi ba bagay yung happy husband, happy life? Hindi pwede, no? Hindi kasi rhyme.
Hindi, unang-una, hindi siya pangit siya pakinggan. Ano?
Bakit pakinggan?
Happy.
Oh yeah, happy.
Happy family. Pwede bang gano'n?
Oy, pwede. Okay, happy. Give him his hobby.
Oo.
Oh, di ba?
Happy, laman ng happy.
Hindi bagay, no? So, alam mo yun, parang, kasi syempre, hindi naman, do you guys believe na parang you have to please them all the time? Hindi ba ganon?
Sige, Jan, ikaw muna.
Ikaw muna dyan.
Pleasing your spouse or your partner always and all the time is impractical, because that would also mean that you have to, will be moments wherein you will have to make that decision knowing all too well that, oh no, I'm not going to be happy with this one particular decision. I won't be happy with this one particular occasion. More often than not, it's always a topic, or it's always part of the skit of a stand-up comic. Especially they talk about what do you call this? An old couple, and you just hear the husband already in his 60s or 70s mumbling because of all the pent-up anger he has for his wife. So it should be a balance. There should be a balance between the relationship. I would love to say that it should be 50-50, but the harsh reality is that it will always be unrealistic. More often than not, the husband has to give way, for one simple reason, because it seems that women are right more often than not. More often than we would like to admit that they are correct.
Right.
Oh, I'd say it's not because they're right. It's because you don't have any choice.
But that doesn't that hurt more? Yeah, this relate well. If you're going to go back into the start of your relationship, you see this girl you like, you want to get to know her more, you ask her out, and then you go out on a date, and then that date turns into a relationship that carries on. We pursue women. Rather, men are the ones who pursue their partners and eventually their wives, the mother of their children. And in that pursuit, we are also expected to give in to what our partner or what our wife would like, because we want to please them. But once again, there will always be moments wherein, wait a minute, this won't really gel with my plans. This won't really gel with what I really like right now. There should be a balance. Communication is everything. Of course, that doesn't always apply. It's really difficult to talk to an individual who has already their mindset. And, negotiating with your partner or your wife, it's really difficult. You got to admit that. And that's where arguments take place. Because you will always be separate. People will say you are one, you are together now. That's true. But you will always have separate trains of thought. You'll always have a different mindset. It's always going to be like that. That's why there will always be a clash. But as much as possible, you should always try to find the middle ground. It's extremely easy to say, harder to do.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, John Derrickson, dahil kailangan talaga balance yan.
Yeah.
At the same time, yung balance and give and take lang. Kasi,
in an ideal world.
Yeah, in ideal world. At syempre, pero kung i-apply mo talaga yan, maganda yung effect niyan, for sure. Dahil you get to understand each other. Halimbawa, parang if meron siyang gusto na okay naman sa'yo, o di ba parang mag-give in ka na lang. And ganun din siya. Hindi lang laging pakabig, di ba? So siguro
Should
for
be.
me parang this one is as a whole in terms of being one. Yung sa inyong bilang mag-partner. Okay, DJ Big Brian. Ikaw naman.
Okay. Alam mo, there are some important points there na that John raised. Being husband and wife. Sometimes it's really a play of cat and mouse din when it comes to communication. Kasi you get to choose your battles kung saan nyo dapat pag-usapan ng heated argument, whether outside or whether at home. Pero sabi nga ng mga mandatanda, dapat yan, hindi natatapos ang isang araw nang hindi kayo nagkakasundo because you're husband and wife. But that's not true for all relationships. Of course, there are certain people who can't, who don't parang agree to you in your decisions for the family, and sometimes you only want the well-being for everyone, and it boils your blood na to think na you can't do anything about it dahil kinasal na kayo or 'di ba mag-asawa na kayo so wala ka na magagawa, 'di ba? You have to try your best, of course, to resolve things. But again, going back to the topic of whether dads or husbands are underappreciated rather than their mom, yung mga lalaki, we're only quiet on what we do. Tahimik lang tayo sa ginagawa natin. We have our own box where we do stuff. We can do work for endless of hours that other people, especially the opposite sex, will think na we're doing nothing. But for us, that's therapeutical, di ba? Like magbubuting-ting ka ng gamit at iisipin ng asawa, "Ano naman ginagawa mo? Yan na nag-uubos ka naman sa ginagawa." But for us, it's something that we enjoy, di ba? It's something na, ano mga isda ka naman? Wala ka na namang huling isda! Di ba? Mga ganun.
Parang nag-voice acting. Diba? Do you guys believe yung halimbawa, ma-apply mo rin ba dito yung parang happy wife, happy life pagka nagre-request siya minsan ng me time niya? Yung sarili niya, halimbawa. What can you guys say about it?
Yeah. Oo naman. She definitely needs her glass of wine and to talk with her friends. She needs that. Like we need to escape to our man cave, or we need to go out with our friends. Once again, it should be balanced. But as the stories I've heard from a vast majority of my married friends, it's like my married friends can hardly go out, and even if they do go out, the wife should be in tow.
Yes.
Because the argument by most of the wives of my friends is that I know you won't come home at the designated time that I told you to come home, which is between either 10 o'clock or 12 midnight, because the wife will say, never make curfew, and because the wife knows that you'll come home really, really drunk, you stink up the room. We need to do something the next morning. I need you to wake up because you have the following responsibilities. Men are like kids. They never really do grow up. So there are so many reasons. But the funny thing is that if your wife comes home completely wasted, you have to adjust to it. And when the next morning comes and you guys need to go somewhere and you can't wake your wife up, you have to adjust to the fact that, okay, she has to stay in bed. I can't bother her. She has a hangover. I gotta take care of her if I can. But mind you, of course, if the husband does come home absolutely completely wasted and the very next day comes along, yes, more often than not, I hear the story. The wife will also take care of the husband.
Yeah, that's a good one, Para malaman mo rin yung limit mo, di ba? It's either para sa husband or sa wife. Uy, magandang topic na to, no? Dapat meron din tayong isang kasama natin, si Eden, na kung saan para makita natin yung perspective naman. ng wife, di ba? Sana makasama natin siya mamaya. And hopefully, yun nga, maka-join siya sa atin sa Skype. Anyway, bago tayo mag-proceed sa ating Heartache of the Day, bati muna tayo sa mga kaibigan natin sa Facebook ngayon. Si Mother Estrella, hello po, how are you? And to Don Rick na rin, pati kay Chang Lenny. Ayun, maraming salamat sa inyong panonood. Meron ba kayong mga mga greetings dyan, mga kaibigan?
Oo
John
naman,
D. and
naman.
Big Brian. Sige, go ahead.
Marami nakikinig sa atin ngayon, yung mga fans natin dyan sa Hollywood at saka sa...
Hollywood, ano? Parang Hollywood, Florida.
Mga kasama ko lang dito sa RC Rodriguez. Thank you very much. I know you guys are listening. And of course, yung mga voice talent na kaibigan natin at mga aliens natin sa Mothership Recording Studios. Mabuhay kayo na.
Yan. Maraming salamat ha sa laging suporta kapag nag-online tayo, di ba? Instead na, sabi ko kanina, instead na nanonood sila ng game ngayon. Tayong pinapanood. Pinagtsatsagaan tayo.
I mean, may game ba tayo? Punta mo na ako sa kabila.
Alis na yan. Hindi, ngayon, maganda yung game din yung Clippers and Mavericks. So, pero anyway, makikita naman natin ang highlights din mamaya eh. So parang ganoon na rin.
Kaya tayo napapagalitan ng mga asawa natin kasi kung anong ginagawa natin, di ba? Hindi tayo nanonood ng game, nagla-love chat tayo.
Hindi, pero mas gusto nga nila yun dahil nandito lang tayo, di ba? Alam nilang may show. Hindi yung kung saan tayo nagpupunta ang ibang TLC ang ating ginagawa, ibang love chat.
Oo, tama yun.
Ayun, sige. Ready na ba kayo sa ating Heartache of the Day? Sige. Okay, umpisa na natin. And hopefully hopefully Brian and John matulungan natin ang ating kaibigang letter sender. Ito na, ang Heartache of the Day. Hi, David Hart. How are you? And I hope all is well. I am one of your viewers and I tune in when I get the chance. I love the topics and mostly are relatable, particularly sa mga experiences ko sa buhay. I am Randy at isa akong clinic manager sa Amerika and 12 years na ako sa company namin. I have a fiancé and she's a teacher at magpapakasal na kami next year. At our current location, it's really hard to get a job, most especially if you are a teacher. Sa paghahanap-hanap ng fiancé ko ng work, meron na siyang nakitang job opening at sa ibang state ito. Nag-apply at natanggap naman siya. Lahat na ng requirements ay naayos na niya and she's very willing to relocate. Ako naman ay hindi pa ready at hindi in favor na mag-relocate since established na naman ang work ko sa kasalukuyang tinitirhan namin. I love my fiancé at mahal ko din ang work ko. In your point of view ba, dapat ko bang i-give up yung career ko dito at lumipat na lamang ng ibang state para sa ikasasaya ng fiancé ko? I'm scared to start from scratch. And alam ko na mahirap talagang magsimulang muli. Your advice will be greatly appreciated. More power to your show. Thank you, Randy.
Meron ka bang problema sa puso? May hinaing, may kinikimkim. Ikaw ba ay nahihinaan ng loob? Isulat na yan kay David Hart sa djdavidhart@gmail.com para sa Heartache of the Day. Only on the Love Chat with David Hart.
Ayun. Ayos, salamat kay kay Randy sa kanyang letter. At ito nga yung mga kaibigan natin na nagtitiwala sa ating show para mabigyan ba natin ng advice, di ba? Yung mga experiences natin. So, go ahead guys. Anong masasabi nyo doon sa kanyang hinaing?
Ikaw muna, Brian. Mahirap yun.
Ikaw muna, Brian.
Mahirap yun.
Nasa mo na naman sa akin. Ang sagot ko lang dyan, oo.
Oo, ano?
Oo. Oo, bahala ka na. Sa gusto mo.
Ano ka ba?
Kidding aside. Kidding aside.
Sige.
Alam mo, si Randy, malaking ano kasi yan, malaking decision kasi yan. Kasi you're not only playing with the economic lifestyle that you're going to look forward to, but of course, the future of your relationship. If you are willing to take the next step and settle down, dapat doon ka kung saan it's fair for both of your line of work, for yourself, and for your wife, no? Dahil kasi kung maglilipat ka o magja-junk ka lang sa nasang ka man ngayon, tapos siya nasa Davao o kung saan bang state yan, di ba? Parang ang hirap yata na i-maintain even before you are married sa relationship pa nga lang, nagkakaproblema na kapag mga long distance relationships, di ba? So, deciding on whether you are going with your status with the wife right now or your future wife highly depends on how much you're willing to gamble to keep that relationship. Kung ikaw sa palagay mo makakahanap ka ng trabaho doon sa lugar na lilipatan ng asawa mo, and if it seems that the future wife will settle down in that particular area, no, for the longest time na, edi all is well. Kailangan mag-decide ka. Kung hindi, wag mo nang habulin yun, yung pangarap na yun. Malamang sa malamang, you will find difficulty. Tignan mo siguro, if that's for the long run, baka naman contractual lang yung kanyang trabaho dun. Maybe it would last for a couple of years.
That's a good point.
And if you're willing to invest on time, then siguro kailangan mo na mag-ipon kasi mahirap magpakasal ngayon. Although mura magpakasal ngayon, kasi wala kang guest, di ba?
Ang galing na sinabi mo. Oo nga naman. Meron
diba?
din, pero dyan siguro. Oo nga.
Dito, alam mo ba, meron akong kilalang coordinator, pare, kakasal ka, 3,000 lang.
Sino lang? Yung couple lang?
May video, yung couple lang. May video coverage ka pa. Meron ka pang buffet meal. Tapos meron ka pang ayan, yung photoshoot. Di ba? 3,000. Pero syempre, cellphone camera nga lang gamit nila, di ba?
Ayun. Pero pwede rin, di ba? Kasi maganda naman yung quality ng mga phones ngayon eh. Wag lang muna yung yung Nokia noon kasi medyo malabo-labo.
Diba? Tipid ngayon magpakasal kung gusto mo magpakasal ngayon. Kasi wala kang bisita. Di ba? That's the good part. Online. Kaya lang wala rin kita yung mag-asawa, di ba? Kailangan kasi pag kinakasal dapat merong konting mga gifts dapat para dun sa di ba? Sa ikakasal. Kasi yun ang gagamitin nilang pondo para makapagsimula eh. So,
tsaka maganda yung sinabi mo, Brian, sisigundahan natin yan dahil syempre pag teacher, I remember pagka teacher ka ngayon sa US, medyo mahirap talagang dahil nga online classes na muna ang pinapatupad. So dapat tama. She has to take that into consideration din. Kasi nga, di ba? Oo. And kung ako naman yung si Randy, syempre, nakita ko na yung love of my life, di ba? I definitely, without a doubt, na magsasacrifice ako para doon. Kasi...
baka hindi pa love of your life. Kung kasi nag-iisip kasi.
Nag-iisip pa. Pwede rin eh. Magandang yan, oo. Pwede nga rin. Pero kung ako yun, siguro, syempre, I will weigh things muna. Syempre, mag-iisip din ako. Pero... pasasaan ba't ang magiging desisyon ko para sa ikagaganda ng relationship namin. Kasi una-una, katulad ng mga pinag-usapan dati, di ba, yung LDR. Mauuwi din to sa LDR pag hindi pumayag si Randy, di ba?
Tama.
Paano na? Siguro nga, it's really a tough decision para kay Randy. Pero kung ako yung nasa lugar niya, I definitely go dahil for me, ano ba naman yung sa trabaho? Kasi basta magkasama kami. That's what matters.
I mean,
bakit nga kami nagiging isang di ba, sa relationship kung mas pipiliin ko yung career ko. Although, it's going to be very hard. Pero I'm sure na nafe-feel ko yun na tutulungan ako ng fiancé ko to get over yung fear ko.
Tama. Diba? Tsaka alam mo, may importante akong tanong dyan eh. Itong si Randy Pinoy to, syempre, di ba?
Pinoy.
Yung shota niya, foreigner ba?
Hindi naman na nabanggit sa letter.
Yun
That's
ang
a good,
tanong ko.
that's a
Kasi
good
kung
one
foreigner
too.
yan, walang ya, anong ginagawa mo? Pumunta ka na doon, kailangan mo ng green card, uy!
Hindi. Pero syempre, 12 years na eh. Ibig sabihin, maganda yung
Ito.
status noon, bro. Oo. Legal na nakakapagtrabaho dahil, di ba? Mahirap pag hindi. Aabulin ka. Oh, di ba? O, John Derrickson, parang maganda yung smile mo, JD. Ano masasabi mo dyan sa ganyang situation ni Randy?
As I was saying a while ago, it's all about balance. If you know that you can probably find the same opportunities as your fiance will, then go ahead, go out there. The problem is will always be okay. You transplant yourself from a place that you're already well established in. You go with your fiance because you want her to be happy. You know you'll be happy too if she's happy. You get there, you arrive there, you settle there. She has her job. You start missing your friends. You start missing your former coworkers. And here's the biggest problem. Not only starting from scratch, but there's probably the possibility that you might not get the same opportunity that you had wherever you were once. You might even have a lower salary, lesser opportunities, and that will probably sit well with you because once again you're thinking about your partner, your fiance, and eventually your wife. And okay, she's well off, she's very happy, her career expands, she gets promoted. You, on the other hand, you do get promoted, but you don't have the same what's the right word? The same challenges that you wanted. You don't have the same, as I was saying, the same compensation, and maybe your workplace is not exactly the best thing in the whole world. Um, Here's the thing: there might be resentment later, and that might pop out in a fight. And if that does take place, you're eventually going to inadvertently hurt your wife. You're going to pour your heart out, and you're going to tell her, I regret going here. You don't get it, and all that jazz. So it's always going to be about balance. Okay, now here's the problem. You're already there. You're settled. You want to go back to your old job. It's been a decade. You can't do it anymore. And does anyone want the hope? But anyways, so
Yes, I do.
you can hear the guy outside. Don't you really miss the
Yung
Philippines?
pala yung sumisigaw. Oh.
Diba?
Uh, Kuchinta, please.
And he does that a lot because once again, work is few and far between here. But it's always going to be about balance. The difficulty of that, it's always going to be a dilemma. If you were gonna ask me when I was younger, I probably in my 20s, my girlfriend becomes my fiance. She asked me, "Hey, let's transfer over here. Better opportunities. I'm a well-established voiceover talent already in this one particular place. I know that they don't have anything back there for me. That would mean that I would have to apply for a 9 to 5 job, which never did really sit well with me. And
It's going to kill you, right?
yeah, it's gonna kill me. And then I go there and I work it over. But I was young. I'll make that decision. Why? Because I still have courage. But to tell you the truth, at my age, at the age of 43, I'll think 10,000 times. I guess the right word for it is that the older you get, the more experience you gain. I've dated a few people in my lifetime, and I can honestly say that there are people out there who are not worth your sacrifice. I have to say that out loud.
So
So you
ano,
better make sure.
dito ba mauuwi din yung happy wife, happy life? Parang gano'n. So, in terms of ito sige, follow up ko dun sa
Mahirap
ha.
yan, ha?
Sige,
Mahirap
go,
yan, ha?
Bri.
Yun. Kasi in order for you to make your wife happy, dapat ang first criterion dyan is you should be a good provider. Kasi, in most cases, honestly, yun ang pinagbabasihan dahil the wife has to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And of course, you have to provide for your kids. Kasi nga, if you want to show your love to your wife, you should keep the kids happy, sabi nga nila. But um, uh, merong mga relationships naman, and I only know of a few kung saan yung wife naman is working entirely for the
Yan,
family. So she's taking the
vice
role
versa
of
naman. Oh.
oh, she's taking the role of the provider, and it works for them. So if that's the case, then okay lang. That's that's
Actually,
their lifestyle. That's
tama nga.
their parang relationship,
Actually, sa US and
Pero,
Canada dito, it's very common yan. Either yung lalaki or yung babae nag-work. Kasi nga, di ba? Kasi nga, you are one na. You are married and you help each other. Oo. Ito pa yung
dito hindi.
Yung follow-up natin, bro, sa question na yan, do you think ba yung sa situation ni Randy, parang hindi ba parang selfishness on the side of the fiancé? Na parang she's very willing na to relocate. Pero yung si Randy hindi pa siya ready, hindi siya in favor. So, what do you guys think about that? Kung halimbawa ganun. Do you think may selfishness na involved dito?
I don't think it's about selfishness. I think it's more of yung economic stability ng kanilang magiging relationship. Kasi if you're going to think about it, lalo na sa US and Canada, most of the relationships are, really based on how you're going to provide for the family, tama? If you're going to settle down. Syempre, hindi katulad dito sa Pilipinas na meron pa tayong pwedeng malapitan na makakatulong sa atin pag nag-asawa tayo, pwede tayong tulungan ng ganito, pwede tayong tulungan ng ganyan. Most people or most families when they start off in the US or in Canada, they really have to focus on providing for themselves. Dito parang meron pa tayong backup generator. O sige, magsisimula pa lang kasi itong mag-asawa na to, tutulungan ng mga grandparents, tutulungan ng mga kamag-anak. May mga ganong klaseng setup. And for those economic reasons, it's fairly common for people to do and have other jobs aside from their main jobs. Diba? Merong people that sometimes take on 2 or 3 jobs in a day just to make things work. And I think that it's a core decision or a core reason for that decision. Parang ano ba talagang magiging dahilan kung bakit kayo magre-relocate dun sa isang lugar? Is it because I'm too selfish and I don't want to share with you and I want to work for my own? Or am I doing this because I want to save up for our relationship and provide you with a good, wedding package that will be hosted by Bernie Hipos, and his planner. O, di ba? Alam mo yung may mga ganun tayong instances na iisipin. Kaya I think Randy should really look into maybe just checking it out muna, that place. Ano bang meron dyan naman? Baka naman hindi niya alam. Yung lugar pala na pinuntahan ng asawa niya, nandun pala yung opportunities for teaching. Di ba?
Yun nga, kaya doon siya nakuha, natanggap. Yun nga, ito pa, additional question ko dun sa, siyempre, 12 years na si Randy as a clinic manager daw sa US. So, does it mean na kung ang pag-uusapan natin yung stability ng work, di ba? Since 12 years ka na, siguro naman established ka na doon, di ba? Sabi nga niya, I'm established na dito. So, parang, bakit gusto pa rin nung fiancé na pumunta nga sa ibang lugar para magtrabaho? Ano opinion dito? Sige, go ahead.
It's easy. She knows that she has a better opportunity. She couldn't find it in that one particular spot that her fiance is in. So, of course, when she heard of the possibility of a better job offer, something that she really likes to do, of course, she'll go for that. It's not really about, okay, my fiance is a well-established clinic manager already. He's been there for 12 years. She's not thinking about the 12 years, or she's not thinking about the clinic manager thing. She's thinking about, wait, this is something I like. This is something I want. This is something I know I can get more from. If my fiance really loves me, he'll have to adjust. Now,
I think that's exactly the point nun. No, tama yan. Yun nga siguro.
But you better ask that question of, don't you think the lady is it's just too focused on her needs? We really don't know because once again, moving from your comfort zone to another place that you are completely uncomfortable will always be a gamble. Now, let's say the guy insists, the Randy insists that his fiance stay with him. She does that, and then she finds a job in the state that he's in the city that he's in, and she's miserable. That's the problem. It's
Yun.
always going to be about balance. Hey, so am I trying to say that both of them should be miserable? Maybe they should both go to a state that they both know that they won't be happy in, so that they'll both work terrible jobs and not get compensated properly, so they'll be miserable together. Is that what I'm trying to say? Of course not. So,
Maybe in Florida.
yeah, probably. I'm not. I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah, but
Yeah.
to be absolutely honest, that will always be the dilemma, the conundrum of any relationship. As I've said all time and again, you gotta meet in the middle. How do you do
Yes.
that? That's the most difficult thing, and that's the real reason why a vast majority of the people I've known they quit on the relationship because there is no middle ground. It's more often than not. It's more of me or me. It's my side or your side, and you have to break it off. So it's
Yeah,
once again the the
that's a good
idiosyncrasies
point.
of human relationships will always
So,
remain.
guys, tanong ko lang kung halimbawa sa Pinas yung setting nito, halimbawa, is it easier na to go around, move around
Well,
instead na
maliit lang kasi ang
sige.
bansa natin. If it's for travel reasons, madali lang tayong mag-come and go, no? Unless, of course, you have to ride an airplane or a boat going to travel between islands. But, we try to promote here that families should stand on their own, tama? And we should, of course, respect the decision of a growing family. However, we are bound by the norm in that families should also be kept as close as we can, contact and communication wise. And syempre, nasa culture na natin na kapag may tumatanda na sa pamilya, the family would take care of them too. Hindi katulad sa ibang bansa na alam mo, they would send them off to on school for, not school for the aged, but yung mga
Yung parang
elderly settlements, right?
mga ganyan.
Anong tawag doon?
The home.
I forgot.
So, yeah, home for the elderly. What am I talking about?
We're
Home
gonna
for the
bring
gifted, di ba?
Hindi may tawag doon Sige, kung naalala nyo guys yung mga kaibigan natin sa ibang bansa. I forgot yung tawag May term doon
Well, the golden homes for whatever reason.
retirement home. Retirement home.
Yun,
Yes,
retirement
exactly, John.
homes.
You got it.
Yan,
You
mga
got it.
ganyan.
The retirement homes. We don't have that luxury here na kung saan we send off our seniors to a luxury home. And sometimes it's, of course, against the norm of Filipinos. But going back to the issue at hand, tama yung sinabi ni John that it's most probably a decision not only for one person, it's between the both of them. If they want to live together, they have to do it on the spur of what they feel at that moment. You want to be frustrated together. You want to be miserable together. Maybe that's something that you should also look into. Maybe that will make you happy. Going to a place that will both make you miserable, right? We don't
That's a
know.
good point.
Because there are people who live like that. I mean, they may have economic problems, but they are happy together. You know,
Ito.
it's something that people take for granted, but sometimes the need for each other outweighs the economic reasons.
So, you think
And
ito guys, Sorry to cut you off, Brian. Ano? So, halimbawa, ang situation ni Randy ay yung work niya, parang hindi naman sasabihin natin universal. Yung parang you can find work wherein hindi pinipili yung lugar mo. Do you think it would be easier for him to decide? Di ba?
Siguro.
Yung parang hindi ka natatali sa isang office, right?
Kung if it's the nature of his work na hindi siya kailangang matali sa sa pagpunta sa opisina, and if he can probably work from home like most of the setups nowadays, the well and good, right? He doesn't need to report to his office or his clinic. But if the work entails na he should be there meeting up clients every day from 9 to 5, then that's going to be difficult unless he can find something that's similar to whatever it is that he's doing right now. Being settled in one place and deciding that place will be your future. It's like, of course, going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard for you to go out because that's your comfort zone eh. Nandun ka na sa place na kung saan. Syempre, happy ka na dun eh. Bakit ka pa aalis, di ba? But again, if he thinks he can convince the girl na, hey, you know what? I can provide for the both of us. We can work this out together. Maybe we can start a business here.
Why not stay na lang, right?
Try to make sense. Why not stay na lang? If he can talk to her, siguro, some sense na parang dito ka muna, huwag ka muna alis, magtinda ka na lang diyan, bigyan kita ng pondo, no? Set up ka ng ng restaurant diyan, o set up ka ng ng business diyan. That's all well and good.
Yeah. So doon pa rin uuwi yung balance, di ba? Yung balance talaga ng relationship.
Yung balance pa rin doon.
Tama nga yung sinabi ni John tsaka ni Brian. Nga.
Hindi pa kasi sila kasal eh. Hindi pa kasi sila kasal eh. So they're still thinking things individually. Even though matagal na sila magkarelasyon and everything. Parang pansarili pa rin nila yung naiisip nilang mas matimbang kaysa dun sa relasyon nila magkasama. Kasi kung magkasama ka na, kung mag-asawa na kayo, decision nyo ng dalawa yun. Kung saan kayo magsa-settle down.
Ito naman ang tanong ko.
Okay lang.
Bri, sige, and John, balik rin natin yung situation. Yung girl naman, ang may magandang career. And then yung guy, ang nakakita ng magandang trabaho for him sa ibang lugar. Do you think, dun sa binaligtad nating situation na ito, it would be easier naman na mag-decide kapag yung babae yung involved na yung maganda yung career niya? Ano sa palagay nyo, guys?
Wow. Bilay mo muna ako ng PS5.
Parang mas marami yatang lambing na magaganap, ano? Nasuhol?
Tama.
Ganun ba? O, di ba? Kasi, kumbaga, kung baliktarin mo yung situation.
You're gonna give your partner, your wife, a lot of guarantees. You'll have to negotiate with her. But more often than not, I mean, now that you know that she's so well established, and all of a sudden you're gonna get a brand new job in this brand new city, and you do know that you'll grow there. But once again, your wife has her job. She's been at it for a decade already. She's really bringing home the bacon, and more often than not, you're just bringing home sprinkles of salt.
Hindi bacon.
Not even
Bringing home eggs.
Sprinkles of salt. As compared to your wife. Yeah, salt bay. But if that's going to be the case, if that's going to be the situation, wow, you really have to talk to your partner. But
I think for me, no? Sige, go ahead. Tuloy mo pa.
It's gonna boil down to a negotiation. You gotta make sure that when she gets there to the place that you know you'll grow, you will grow, and you will have to shower her with the kind of lifestyle that she expects. A stable, comfortable life back in the city that you chose, as compared to where you were once. Because nobody wants to see anybody fail. And that is absolutely true. your wife definitely wants you to succeed. You better make sure you'll succeed. So there. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think yeah, tama yung sinabi mo, no. I think din sa ang opinion ko naman yung parang whatever works best sa inyong dalawa. You make na yung conclusion yun ba na yung talaga nagja-jive kayong dalawa and may sacrifice dito, may sacrifice naman sa kabila. And then at the end of the day, magkakaroon kayo ng agreement, di ba? We'll just stay here or sige, let's go move. It's always a risk. Laging may risk involved yan, di ba? Either paglipat ng isa mamaya, biglang hindi nga, gaya sinabi niyo, no? Hindi maging successful. Let's say yung sa teacher, yung fiancé.
Alam mo,
sige,
iniisip ko dyan, ano lang simple lang naman magpakasal muna kaya kayo, saka kayo mag-decide, no? Para walang away-away. Diba?
Pwede rin nga naman yun. Oo nga naman.
Oo. Gusto mong lumipat doon, tara, pakasal muna tayo, tapos saka ka lumipat. Tingnan natin kung lilipat ka pa. Ganun lang yun.
Parang it's the easy way out, no?
Hindi, ano kasi, sabi nga sa'yo they're still thinking of themselves. Parang their individualism na parang ito para sa akin to, it's for my future growth, it's for my alam mo na status in life, and it will make me happier. It will make me happier, not us happier. Yun ang yun ang key term doon So
parang ako muna. Ganon.
Oo, di ba? Kasi gusto kasi ni wife, hindi mo pa nga matawag na wife shota mo pa lang yan Asawahin mo muna. Pag-asawa na kayong dalawa. Di ba? Pag-asawa kayong dalawa at magde-decide kayo mag-move on sa another state, go. Pero if she's going to decide to go to their place for her, for her own reasons, for her, career, let her, because that's her decision. Career niya yun Nag-propose ka na ba?
Fiancé na nga
fiancé na nga. Sabi ko, nag-propose ka na pala ba't hindi pa inasawa? Diba?
Oo nga, no. And then, syempre, baka, normally, pagka fiancé mo na, next year pa yun di ba? Tama nga naman,
Hindi, pag fiancé ka, nakalabas ka na di ba? Baliktad dyan Yung fiancé dyan, yung mag-aasawa na kayo dito, pag fiancé ka, yun, nakakawala ka na. Sabihin,
tama ka, di ba pagka fiancé, nakalabas ka na talaga? Nakapag-fiancé ka na?
Pag nakapag-fiancé ka na, sabihin.
Ano ba yan? Mga tito jokes na yan
Mga tito jokes. Hindi, kala ko nagjo-joke si DJ Big Brian doon sa sinabi niya nakalabas ka na pag fiancé. Uy, maganda yung ating maganda yung topic na to guys. So, tanungin natin naman yung mga viewers natin na mag-join din sila. Kung meron kayong mga comment, mga kaibigan, comments dyan tungkol sa tanong natin at tungkol sa problem nga ni Randy na medyo nagkakaproblema siya kung iiwanan ba raw niya yung career niya para sa ikakasaya ng kanyang fiancé. And right now, ito, kumuha muna tayo ng mga greetings from our Facebook page. Sabi ni JD, baba natin ng konti. Ayan, good morning David Hart. Happy listening sa mga taga BAP Construction and TLII or TL2. Kaya maraming salamat sa inyong
TLII,
pakikinig. Yan, TLII. Yan. Meron pa ba kayong mga greetings guys before naman tayo mag-move dun sa ating happy wife, happy life question? Sige, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say hi to the teachers of RCAC kasi my wife there is the academic consultant. So right now she's giving a talk to them para sa mga teachers and their upcoming lessons kasi online na lahat ngayon ang hirap, di ba? Kala ng iba, mas madali yan, online teaching, di ba? Mas madali yan dahil online na nga lang lahat. Ang mahirap sa online, hindi lang yung estudyante tinuturuan mo, pati yung mga magulang.
So kasi hindi naman lahat marunong, di ba? Halimbawa.
Hindi. Kailangan mahusay ka sa presentation mo. Kasi syempre, nagsha-shadow yung mga magulang sa likod. Ano sabi ng teacher mo dyan? Mali yung tinuturo ng teacher mo
Iba na ngayon, no? Talagang dito rin online ng meron. Pero may mga eskwelahan din na parang gusto mag-open, pero yung iba rin nakikipagtalo na, online na lang para sa safety ng lahat. Ng staff and yung mga bata. Pero yan. Ako, alam mo, magandang pag-usapan din yan, no? Pagka meron tayong mga ibang topic pa, yung mga online education na yan. Di ba? Love of teaching.
Marami ngayon. Yung love of online profession. Hindi lang teaching.
Maganda yan. Maybe in the next topic sa ibang episode. Sige. Doon sa ating question ngayon, unfair ba talaga sa mga husbands ang kasabihang happy wife, happy life at bakit? Ako, for me, paano magiging unfair? Kung ang wife mo ay happy, di happy ka rin, so walang gulo. Di ba?
Tama.
So hindi unfair yun, no?
Unless na hindi ka happy kasi wala nang laman ang wallet mo. So, yun lang.
Tama ka. Minsan, di ba, pagka walang pumapasok na pera, yung kita, parang nawiwind ang utak mo, di ba? Parang ano ba to? Parang you feel powerless, you feel weak. Ganoon, ayan. Talagang mahirap.
Alam mo kasi, yung setup na parang syempre you consider providing for the family and talagang iniisip mo na making ends meet, it's a heavy burden then for the guys. At akala ng iba basta na lang makapagbigay tayo yun na yung yun na yung focus natin mga lalaki, pero hindi nila iniisip mas mabigat at mas malalim tayo mag-isip kung paano gagawa ng income for the family. Marami tayong mga factors na kinukonsider. It's working in our heads. And we're not just open to it. We're not just as vocal as women when it comes to talking about our work or the stuff that we do. And for the most part, we think na kasi I think they wouldn't care kung anong ginagawa mo as long as you provide for the family. And make sure that it is of course safe and it is of course alam mo na professional, 'di ba? Hindi yung puro kalokohan. Pero at the end of the day, basta masaya yung asawa mo, pinasaya mo yung asawa mo, 'di ba? Pinasaya mo yung mga kids mo, I think life would of course be happy.
You think guys, yung pag sinabi ba na yung happiness mauuwi lang ba to sa dahil ang lalaki yung nagpo-provide? Alam mo yun? Or pwede rin yung happiness na kukuha sa yung, taking care of your wife in the sense na parang yung sa bahay lang kayo, playing with the kids. In general ba to? Yung sinasabi na happy wife, happy life? Or dahil lang sa trabaho? What can you guys say about that?
I've heard of that one particular story wherein when you finally settle down, when you get married, all your privileges as a single man is completely stripped off because you already have responsibilities. As a matter of fact, it's an unwritten rule. A man must do absolutely everything for his wife and his kids, even if that means that he can no longer have the following freedoms. You should also consider the fact that your wife also will be stripped of a lot of her personal freedoms as well. First few years, of course, after having children, she has to focus on the kids. She has to take care of the kids, of course, together with the husband. No, there should be balance as well, and those personal freedoms will be stripped off. Now, let's say the kids are already in their teenage years already, and you both kind of have freedoms already now. But if all of a sudden your wife's going to tell you, no, you can't go out. I don't like you staying with your friends, but she can. She can go out with her friends.
Ayan, dyan ang uwi unfair. Unfairness.
Diba? Because her words are simple. You're not disciplined enough when you get drunk. I am, and all that. That's not going to sit well with the guy. Definitely not. And that's where conflict will begin. Diba? Everybody needs to let go of a little steam. Having a family is it's fun. It's wonderful. I'm sure it is. My brother has 4 kids. By the way, advance happy birthday to my brother, Michi Boy Bonkan, August 23.
Yan.
But anyways,
Hello, happy birthday.
yeah, happy birthday to him. He's turning 27 years old. Yeah, right. Anyways, but
Magkaedad lang pala kami, no?
yeah, well, both of
Magkakaedad
you.
lang
Yeah,
tayo.
both,
Tama yan.
you're both
Mm.
27. Yeah, and I am the king of England. Anyways, so uh, you know what? People will most definitely not accept my advice because they'll say, that's the reason why you're single, because you're not willing to sacrifice. I'm not saying that I'm not willing to sacrifice. I am more than willing to meet in the middle. It can't be a one-sided relationship. Definitely can. And you can come up with things like, because you're not disciplined enough, I know you f this up. I know that you won't come home on time. Have you tried me? Okay, maybe you have several times, but come on, I'm having fun. Or come on, babe, your job opportunity is wonderful, but I am beginning to save a lot of money in the city I'm in right now. We have a big, beautiful house. I promise you, I'll try to work this out. But years down the wire, and you'll see that your wife is absolutely unhappy. Her opportunity has dried up. There'll be resentment. The fight will begin, or the argument. Oh my goodness! You know what? As I've said, human relationships are extremely complicated.
Oh, tsaka ano,
Yeah,
i-add ko dun
true.
ano, sa
True.
isang relationship, hindi
Mm.
lang lagi ano eh. It's a give and take kind of thing. At the same time, may experience
Mhm.
mo dyan yung paghihirap, yung misunderstanding. But at the end of the day, 'di ba? You patch things up, 'di ba? Brian and yan wala
Yeah.
si ano
Well,
kanina ano. Oh,
you
sige, go ahead.
you know, I want to share something, no? Kasi yesterday, I was browsing some mobile phones with the wifey, and over at this store, Samsung, and there was a guy there who bought this flagship model nila,
Hmm.
the right, the Samsung Note Ultra, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
so now the story came from the ano to, the lady yung nagtitinda. The sales lady said, pinalagay daw nung lalaki yung lahat ng picture nung babae doon sa phone because he intends to give the phone to his wife, right? Oh, so ang reaction nung ano to, ang reaction kagad dun sa sales lady, ang swerte-swerte naman nung girl. Ganon. Pero in reality, the guy had to pay for several credit cards because the thing is about 80,000 pesos, right? And it comes off as parang bragging rights para na, oh shit, pinili ako ng aking shota ng ganito, ng mga asawa ko ng ganito, ganyan-ganyan. And she's happy, I'm happy because she's happy. Right?
Parang
It
naano sa
doesn't matter.
material
Sometimes
things. Nadala.
oh, pagdating sa material things, we try our best. We guys, we try our best to ano to make our partners happy as much as we can. Even if sometimes it goes to the point na of course parang nagsasacrifice ka na for yourself, right? Kasi para lang to make sure that she's happy, right? So I was there with the wife and I said, okay, wala akong choice. I have to pay in cash. So I got her also a phone similar to
Hindi
the
ba
guy.
credit na lang muna? Oo, talaga nangyayari yun eh, di ba? Hindi, kasi ganito minsan eh. Minsan, pag halimbawa, kung naiintindihan naman nung wifey mo na alam mo lang yung kaya mong ibigay, siguro yung small things kasi, it will make her happy na rin. Dahil, siyempre, yung appreciation sa mga maliliit na bagay, di ba? Oh. Okay, sige.
Hindi kasi alintana sa iba yung sacrifices ng mga lalaki just to make people or just to make their partners happy, we'll try to do our best. Kahit na ilang credit cards pa yung gamitin na yan para mabili lang yung gusto mong ganito, mabigyan ka ng bagong bag, or mabigyan ka ng magandang tahanan, makapunta tayo sa isang vacation na kasama yung buong pamilya, and we'll do that. We'll sacrifice our own enjoyment and pleasures just for the happiness of the family, and we're willing to do that. Kaya sometimes yung mga lalaki, they feel underappreciated pagdating sa mga bagay na yun na hindi ka agad hindi ka agad na ibabalik, "Uy, thank you for this, thank you for that," 'di ba? Kasi ini-expect ng tao, ikaw magpo-provide ka naman, dapat mag-provide ka talaga diyan, hindi mo kailangang humingi ng thank you for that. So it goes to your head, and sometimes it's also sad na hindi nila nakikita yung sacrifices mo. Kaya I advise you kids, and of course you mga wives, mga partners, i-appreciate niyo yung mga asawa ninyo. Alam niyo, pag minahal niyo ng todo yan, lalo magpo-provide yan para sa inyo. Diba? Ganun lang yun eh.
So, additional dun ha, yung pag-give in nung isang hobby, do you think na nangyayari ba yung, sige, pagbibigyan ko na para wala nang satsat, or pinagbigyan dahil may halo pa rin dun yung love? O dahil pinagbigyan dahil nga para matigil na yung...
Pinagbigyan mo lang yan kasi wala kang choice. Yun lang yun. There's no...
Pero siguro sa iba naman, syempre, pinagbigyan dahil gustong sumaya at mahal niya.
There is no argument, okay? There is no argument. You have no choice. You have to give in. That's it. Period.
Okay. Ganun bigla, no?
Okay. Pero
paano naman yung paano naman yung...
ways.
Paano naman bro yung halimbawa meron ka namang gusto, and then pero ikaw ang bibili ha, halimbawa you will kaya lang you have to ask the permission of your partner o ng wifey mo, o paano naman yon?
Break it to her gently.
O kaya pwede naman siguro bilhin mo na and then apologize later, ganun ba?
Mahirap yun eh. Sabihin mo,
or face the consequences.
Our internet is slow, so I have to buy a new router. Mm-hmm. Right? It says PS5 in the in the brand there, because it's a good router. It will boost our internet connection.
So parang sinasabi niyo na parang iba-iba rin Parang pag nag-request si wifey, parang sige nga, gawa tayo ng paraan para mapagbigyan halimbawa, di ba? Pero we're not saying naman na lahat ganon na kailangan material or kung anong kailangan. Hindi ganon. Iba-iba pong situation yan, mga kaibigan. Di ba? Nagsasayd lang tayo ng sample. Sige, John Derrickson.
I know of this one particular couple wherein the woman completely does not understand her husband collecting sneakers. As a matter of fact, buying sneakers for himself is always a mission, in which he has to completely convince his wife, I gotta get a pair of these, which is kind of strange because according to my friend, his wife loves collecting luxury bags, anything between $800 to $1,500 US, and she has at least 24 luxury bags, but she does not understand his reason for collecting or even buying sneakers, and he's very limited. He currently has only a roster of 12 pairs, and as a matter of fact, he was asked to get rid of a few other pairs, and we will never understand that. It's we get ourselves, we don't get them. Women, on the other hand, they understand themselves, they don't get the guy. It's like diba? A woman loves a beautiful kitchen, but God forbid that the husband suddenly has a hobby of having this muscle car being restored backyard. I heard about this story back in the States, wherein the couple lived together. They weren't married. They were just in a relationship. They were dating. So, anyways, the guy had this little project of a muscle car in the garage. There were two cars, his car and the car that was still being restored. And for months and months, the girl told him, why don't you get rid of the car? Why don't you get rid of the car? Why don't you get rid of the car? And he emphatically said, I'll get back to that. I just really don't have the time to fix it up right now. Then the guy takes takes a what do you call this a job that took him outside of the city for 3 weeks. When he comes back, his car is gone. His
Wow.
his, his
Mhm.
girlfriend instructed a bunch of guys from a junkyard to pick it up because in her
Mhm.
mind, your car is not moving. You're telling me it's a project. You've worked on it bit by bit. I don't want it there. You just don't get it, do you? It's simple.
Yun.
You're not using it and it's taking too long, so you have to get rid of it. Naturally, the guy instantaneously breaks off the relationship.
So
Yeah.
Once
dun
again,
talaga ano no,
you
dun mo
know,
makikita na
Oo.
nagkakaroon ng disagreement kagad. Kasi bakit
yeah,
kumbaga
Nagkakaroon.
in other words, parang bakit ikaw nakakapag-collect ka? Ako naman hindi pwede mag-collect ng sneakers like what you said John ano. Parang ganoon, di ba? Parang it
well,
has to be a
women
Sometimes
two-way
it's
women will
process.
always be Venus, men will always be from Mars. You know.
yeah. Sometimes it's therapeutical kasi for us
Oo.
guys na we work on a certain project na we nakatenga lang diyan. Oh, may ginagawa ka dito, yung bisikleta mo nakatambay lang dito, upgrade ka ng upgrade. Hindi mo naman ginagalaw, hindi mo naman sinasakyan, di ba? Hindi ka naman nagbabike sa labas eh. Bakit lagay ka ng lagay ng kung ano-ano diyan? Di ba?
Tayo pa naman pag naggawa ng project, di ba? It will take time. Dahil hindi
It
agad,
will
siyempre
take
minsan wala
time.
kang budget, nagdi-DIY ka lang, di ba? So,
Tama, tama.
oh.
It's the our therapeutical. It's like siguro shopping ano to, therapeutics for ladies. You know, they go out, they go to the mall, they buy their stuff, they enjoy that. Tayo we don't have energy to for that eh. We go to the mall, we buy what we want, we go
And
home.
live.
That's
Yeah,
it.
ganun din ako pagka ano kasi, 'di ba?
Diba?
Kumbaga sinesearch mo na 'yan
Sila
online halimbawa. Oh, then tapos na
Oo.
after
Sila
a while.
pag ano 'to, pag lalabas kailangan, pag may nakasasakyan ka naman, eh, puwede tayong dumaan dito, puwede tayong dumaan diyan, puwede tayong pumunta dito. Ako hate na hate ko yung hindi ko alam yung itinerary ko kung saan ako pupunta, eh, because I have to navigate the road, I have to navigate the conditions, I have to
Mm.
make sure that, you are safe. Um, and yung mga sudden out of the way trips, sometimes it's irritating, no? So, uh, may ano talaga yan, meron talagang give and take ano
Yan,
yan,
totoo yan.
part yan. Hindi lang dapat si wife ang happy, dapat happy wife and hobby, happy
Happy
life.
life.
Parang ganun.
Yun, maganda yan.
Oo.
Tama yan, tama. Oo. Yan dapat sabi nga it takes two to tango, 'di ba? Kailangan paano ba naman yung let's say happy naman yung hobby. Hindi naman happy yung wifey. Oh. Dapat ganun din. Kumbaga dapat nagkakasundo kayo. Kaya nga eh.
Unless for economic reasons, wala nang dahilan yung girl, di ba?
Ayun
Meron
lang.
talagang
Oo.
ganun, yung mga pinagkasundo, di ba? Wala tayong pamilya, wala tayong ano to, wala tayong asyenda, pakasal ka muna dito kay ganito, di ba? Mga ganun.
Pero
So,
naniniwala ba kayo na through through yung love? Pero of course, you have to have something para sa mesa, para mapakain yung mga anak mo. Pero yung simplicity lang ng buhay. Di ba?
Yes, yes.
Yung wifey masaya na dahil nakikita niya na harmonious yung relationship nila. Hindi kailangan ng mga magagarang di ba? Items. Oh.
Tama. Sometimes, keeping things simple is,
Simple lang.
it makes for a more happier, happier situation rather than, making sure that everything is well off, everything is, everything is provided for. Something, yung simpleng regalo, simpleng salo-salo, simpleng makakain, simpleng buhay lang ba?
Mauuwi din dyan yung
kaysa
less is more. Let's say less is more, di ba? Parang less clutter, so walang argument. Di ba? Hindi yung,
I've heard of this one particular quote wherein a father is a man whose wallet is filled with photos of his family where his money used to be. So, in other words, diba?
Ang galing ah. Binigyan niya ng space yung mga photos niya
Ulitin mo dyan. Ulitin mo. Ano yan?
the pera.
A father is a man who has a wallet filled with photos of his family where his money used to be.
Get another wallet and put money on it.
And
Right?
fill it with more And fill it with more photos.
Oo, di ba? Pero sabi niya minsan gusto natin yung minimalist lang, no? Isang wallet lang. Alam mo yun, di ba dati yung mga I don't know sa inyo guys, no? Yung folding wallet, minsan nakakainis Kasi nagiging bulky. Di ba? Minsan
Alam mo,
ngayon,
daw yun sign daw yan ng pagiging tito-tita.
Kapag may folding wallet?
Hindi. If you're carrying less cash than usual, that's a sign of maturity daw. Kasi you think na you'll be spending the money just for what you need right? And kaya konti lang yung laman ng wallet mo. Pero kung maraming laman yung wallet mo and you have more to spend, that means you're carefree. You're still carefree.
Ang problema
right?
lang yan, pagka pupunta ka online. Kahit na konti yung dala mo, kung online shopping naman lagi, di ba? ibang story na yun. Wow. Man, ang ganda ng topic na yan. Happy wife, happy life. Doon sa mga viewers natin, if meron kayong masasabi, kung unfair ba sa mga husbands ang kasabihang yan, i-comment lang po yan sa ating Facebook page o kaya naman sa YouTube. And ito, going back doon sa problema ni Randy, John and Big Brian. So, ano yung pinakang maya advice niyo before we end the show? Yan, yung para naman maibsan yung kanyang nararamdaman.
Wow.
John.
Yeah. Galing na.
I got it.
Malalim.
I got it. Yeah, I gotta say it out loud. The decision is truly yours. Just make sure that you will have no regrets or no resentment later on. The decision is absolutely in your court. If you can still talk to your fiance and tell her that you can, if you just wait a little bit more, maybe you can find the right kinds of job opportunities back here in the city we're currently in. If he can work that out, that would be best. Or maybe it's not the best thing. It really depends. We really don't know what kind of job his fiance is going to get back in the new city they're supposed to be transferring to. The long and short of it is that the ball is in your court, Randy. You make that choice for both of you. You make that decision because already her mind is made up. I gotta admit that. Her mind is made up. I know exactly what I want to do. So now you have to decide on whether that decision is the best for both of you. So if you don't mind, best to really think about it, weigh the pros and cons. And if you know you're going to be on the losing end of it, then you really have to talk to your fiance. That's the only thing I can tell you right now. It won't be easy. It won't be easy.
Yeah, for sure, it won't be easy, Sige, DJ Big Brian, may dadagdag ka ba sa sinabi ni John Derrickson?
Alam mo, Randy, sana sana hindi ka bababaero.
Bakit bigla naman babaero?
Hindi ba kanta niya yun?
Galing Ngayon ko na na-gets, bro. Nagpapatawa ka ba? Wow. I was caught off guard, bro.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Hindi, ito Randy, if you honestly feel na ikaw ay you're stable enough to handle the situation as a family unit, then patunayan mo sa girl, marry her, convince her, tell her to settle down with you. But if you are not yet ready to take the big leap, you're not yet ready to go to the moon, then let her be. Kaya mo siya magpumunta doon. Baka naman yun ang ikaligaya niya, yun ang ikasaya ng ng kanyang career at maging settle siya doon at ma-realize ng girl na ayaw nga mas masaya kapag magkasama kami together in one state, in one province. Diba? Baka ma-realize ng girl yun na hindi niya kaya mahiwalay sa'yo. And then, she's a keeper, man. You don't need to worry about that anymore.
Sabi nga,
Either
babalik
way,
at babalik pa rin. Di ba?
Oh,
Pag
either
na-realize
way,
niya. Oo.
it works for the both of you. Kung makapag-save up kayo, you talk it over, makapag-save up kayo for a wedding, a grand wedding, of course, covered by Bernie Hipos and the wedding planners. So kailangan make sure that you can afford the talent fees of David Hart. Huh? And if you're going to settle down and make a decision, whatever state yan, whatever province, or wherever you want to go, whatever country that you want to go to, you do it together. If you're not ready for a full commitment, then there's no stopping her. Dapat let her be in her career. That's her choice. That's her move. Okay.
Nice. That's a
Pag
very good
ayaw
point.
talaga, asawahin mo. Yun na yun, wala nang problema. Stay ka lang dyan. Okay, pakakasalan na kita ngayon din. Kumakuha ka na ng pare, wala nang tanong-tanong. Di ba?
Parang ako nang bahala. Ganon.
Oo, ako nang bahala dyan, di ba? Because you're man up to it, right? You don't want her to go, then you're making a big decision, then fulfill that decision. If you're not ready to take that step, then pakawalan mo.
Yeah. That's a good point,
Basta
DJ Brian.
Huwag ka lang bababaero.
Yeah. Dahil si Randy.
Alam
mo that's a good take, Ako, yung sa akin naman, there's always this, risk. Kung ano bang decision ang maisip ni Randy para sa kanyang fiancé. Let's say, pag talagang ayaw niya halimbawa munang umalis, parang try to talk her into staying, like what you said. Kung hindi madala doon, siguro, sige. For me, take this risk nga. Kumaga, ano ba talagang mawawala sa'yo? Well, mawawala yung matagal mong career na 12 years. Pero pwede naman siguro na makipag-arrange ka doon sa office mo. Nasabi mo, oy, boss, kasi ganito ang situation namin. Pag hindi ba nag-workout dito sa bagong state, can I come back? At least,
baka may branch sa kabila.
di ba? At least nag-try yung guy. Nag-try si Randy na ipakita dun sa fiancé niya. In a way na, sige, let's say, baka nga mag-work ito for us. Why not? Kung hindi man, meron pa rin siyang fallback na because kinausap niya yung magiging former niya. Di ba? Office, yung clinic nga. Kasi siyempre, for me, di ba 12 years? So siguro naman maganda yung maganda yung performance mo doon. Kaya ka nga nakatagal ng 12 years eh. So I think, meron kang say doon sa company na yon na parang, sige, I will try dito. This is going to be the next chapter ng buhay namin. We will see. And then pag hindi nag-work di bumalik. Siguro, that's what I'm gonna do. Kung ano. So, yeah. I think maganda yung sinabi nyo, John and Big Brian. Meron pa ba kayong mga additional? JD, meron ba?
I'm done.
Yan, nabigay mo na yung peace mo eh.
You're very good.
I'm done.
Tama. So Brian, sige, kung done na, meron pa ba kayong mga greetings dyan before we end the show?
Binabati ko lang yung
You first, bro.
Go ahead. Okay.
Sige, ito. Ako muna ha. Batiin natin yung mga nag-join dun sa ating Facebook. Si Mother Estrella, si Don Rick, si Chang Lenny, si John Boncan, si JD, si JD Mabalot naman. Pati rin si Joseph Michael, si Francis, and Aileen Gonzalez, yung aking pinsan. And si Lindsay. Ayan, maraming salamat mga kaibigan sa inyong pag-join. And I hope na meron din kayong natutunan dun sa ating topic ngayon. And hopefully, meron kayong napulot dun. Di ba? Di ba John Derrickson and Big Brian? Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife and happy husband.
Yan, dapat ganyan. Pareho. Balance, sabi niya. Yan ang ating pinakang dito. Nasasabi, yung balance ang isang relationship. At pag-usapang mabuti. And sabi rin, mauwi rin yan sa communication. So, again, Maraming salamat John Derrickson sa iyong walang sawang pag-join sa amin dito sa Love Chat. Pati rin kay DJ Big Brian. Thank you so much, guys.
Anytime, brother.
Ayan,
anytime.
at talagang
Sure,
thankful
brother.
ako and blessed to have you guys na lagi na nakasuporta sa ating TLC. Yan. Maraming salamat. So palakpakan natin ang ating mga kaibigan na yan, si John Derrickson and DJ Big Brian. So ayun mga kaibigan. And to Randy, maraming salamat dahil sumulat ka, and doon sa mga kaibigan natin dyan na gusto namang ibigay sa atin at para malaman natin yung hinaing ninyo, sumulat lang po sa djdavidhart@gmail.com at babasahin natin ang inyong sulat on air. So maraming salamat once again sa inyong pagsama sa amin. Until next time, this has been David Hart. Goodbye for now.
And that's a wrap. Join us again next time for another exciting episode of The Love Chat with David Hart. Thanks for watching.